Hi Danny, welcome to lesson number 94. And today's lesson we are going to be doing two-step word problems. So I know nobody really loves word problems, and these are even one step harder because they're two-step. But guess what? You are going to be an expert by the end of this lesson, and so they are going to be super easy for you. Like once you figure out how to do it, once you figure out the little trick, you'll be like, oh, this is easy peasy, no problemo. I've got these down. You're going to be happy when you see these questions on an SAT or an ACT test because you'll be like, oh, I've got this one, no problem. Now, remember that Apollo 13 show we watched? Houston, we have a problem? Well, here they're saying, Houston, we have a word problem. Look, what if they got up to the moon and they saw this? If a train leaves the station at 9 a.m. heading north at 55 miles per hour and another train blah, 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 blah. That would be a serious problem, wouldn't it? Especially when you've only got this instead of a real calculator, huh? Alrighty. Let's do your 100 multiplication facts, okay? So get out your 100 multiplication facts. I am going to time you for 5 minutes. Let me get out my little timer, reset it. On your mark, get set, go. Let's see if I can get some music in a timely manner. Oh no, there's going to be an ad. No, it's good. Hi, Shadow. Okay, go on, Shadow, go on. Wow, that was beautiful. That was a really beautiful piano piece. Oh, and this one's Tchaikovsky. Just getting some Propel if you hear some funny sounds. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there, even though like that sounds like it's getting to the exciting part of the song. So here we go. Let's do the rest of this. Ready? We are gonna do mental math. Now for mental math, it says find each product. Yeah, find each product, not problem. That should not say problem. It should say product. Find each product. That's the answer you get when you multiply. Find each product by multiplying half of 10. So you know how to do this by now. So when you see something like this, you are going to think, I'm going to do 10 times 46, and 10 times 46 would be 460 because you put in 0 at the end of it, right? And then you do half of that. So just divide it by 2. And when I divide by 2, I just divide like each number by 2. So that would be 230, right? That's the answer to the first one, 230. Okay, so let's do B. B is going to be 5 times 62. Write your answer. There's one piece. Okay, let's do C. C is going to be 5 times 240. Write your answer. Okay, let's do D. D is going to be $24.87 plus $1.95. E is going to be 73 minus 35. Write your answer. F, 76 plus 38. Write your answer. Okay, and now we're going to review some Roman numerals. So for Roman numerals on G, you are going to write 30, the number 30, in Roman numerals. Do you remember how to do that? So is it going to be, remember this is 5, this is 10, this is 1. So you're going to need 3 10s to make 30. Okay, H. Remember when the 1 comes in front of a number, like in front of this 5, you have to subtract 1 from the 5. So this is going to be 10 plus 4. Sorry if I'm giving it away too much. You don't have to wait till it's hot. Oh, sorry, I'm just helping Zach with the George Foreman grill right now if you hear some weird sounds. Let's wait a minute. Okay, now patterns. Now on this one says that, oh, hold on, let me get to that part. Okay, each number in this sequence is 1/2 of the preceding number in the sequence. So what does that mean? That means you have this number. If you cut it in half, that's the next number. And if you cut this one in half, that's the next number. Preceding, the word preceding, which is in that problem, means the number before. So it says each number is half of the number before. And then it wants you to find the next 5 numbers. Whoops, I didn't mean to erase that. Okay, so if you have this, cut this one in half, you're going to get 4. So that's the first one. You find the next 4, and it looks like you're going to probably have to get to a fraction somewhere in there, okay? Now, let's jump into the new concept. So we've practiced doing 2-step word problems that talk about finding the total cost plus the tax, and then they ask you how much change should you get back. So that's basically a 2-step word problem because there are two things you have to do in those types of problems. First, you have to figure out how much the thing costs, including tax. Then you have to give the person some money, and then you have to figure out how much change should you get back. So that's a 2-step word problem. So you've already been doing it. So you're like, oh, I got this, easy peasy, right? Now we're gonna do other types of 2-step word problems. I know, yay, right? Yay. Okay, so let's jump into example 1. I put Jim there. He looks like he doesn't want to do this example, but he does because his name is in this example. This is what it says. Jim is 5 years older than Allie. Allie is 2 years younger than Blanca. Blanca is 9 years old. How old is Jim? So here's the trick to these problems. You understand this, you'll know how to do it. The thing that they're asking, how old is Jim? That's not going to be the thing that you figure out first. It's going to be the second step. So don't try and solve this part first. Do something else first. And sometimes it's helpful to either write down a picture, draw a picture, or to write down the information in a different way. So they wrote it down in a different way in your solution. So I'm going to do a picture. All right. So I'm going to draw a picture of Jim. Well, let's start with Blanca, and I'll just call her B. So I'm going to put some girl hair and a smile. See, she's cute. Okay, so it says Blanca is 9 years old. So I'm going to put B, 9 years old. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to draw a picture of Allie. I'll put straight hair on her, maybe some bangs. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put an A for Allie. And it says Allie is 2 years younger than Blanca. So if Allie is 2 years younger than Blanca, then how old is Allie? She's going to be 9 minus 2, so she's going to be 7 years old. Cool. Now let's draw Jim. So he's a boy. I'm going to make more boy hair like that. Okay. Now, Jim, I'll just put a J for Jim. It says Jim is 5 years older than Allie. So, J for Jim. If he's 5 years older than Allie, this is Allie, she's 7. 7 plus 5 is what? He's going to be 12 years old. So now let's look at what they asked us. They asked us, how old is Jim? Easy peasy, because you drew a picture. And the picture tells you that Jim is 12 years old. Easy peasy, right? You got this. Not like driving that car. It looks like Jeremy Clarkson does not have that down. All right, let's do example 2. I think you can put it on now, Zach. Example 2 says, Carlos paid for 5 pounds of apples with a $10 bill. He got back $6, so that was his change. What was the cost of each pound of apples? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Let's first figure out how much all of the 5 pounds of apples cost. Because we know, what do we know? We know that he paid with a $10 bill and he got back $6. So how much did he have to spend? He spent, so Carlos spent 10 minus 6. So that is $4. He spent $4. And if it cost $4 for 5 pounds, of apples, they want to know what's the cost of just 1 pound. So what do we have to do to figure that out? The cost for 1 pound, there's kind of a hint in the way that I wrote it, because you want to figure out how many dollars for 1 pound. And I wrote dollars on top and pounds on the bottom. That makes sense to me because we're figuring out how many dollars per pound. And so we're going to do 4 divided by 5. So that's a little bit of a challenging problem. Let me get a different color so we can make it clear. You're going to have to divide $4 by 5. So how many times does 5 go into 4? 0. How many times does 5 go into 40? It's going to go 8. So I'm going to put an 8 up here. Now I do 8 times 5 is 40. I write that underneath. I subtract. I have 0. Now I've got to bring it on down. Bring down this 0. How many times does 5 go into 0? It's going to be 0. So I have to put another 0 here. And then we do 0 times 5 is 0. Subtract. Remainder 0. So, and there's nothing to bring down. When there's nothing to bring down, then you know you're done with the division. I was not done at this step because I still had to bring down that 0 and add that extra 0. But the other thing we have to do is bring the decimal straight up. So the decimal goes right here. And because this is in dollars, that means that your answer is 80 cents because it is like 80% of a dollar, right? 0.80 of a dollar. So it's 80 cents. So that means each pound of apples cost 80 cents. That's a good deal. I'd buy those apples. All right, guess what, Danny? We are done with your lesson. Okay, have a great time doing your math today. Love ya. Bye.